Musical chairs, chapter 20. Every day brought me new evidence of the preeminence of fantasy in children's thinking. It has reinforced my certainty that we perform a grave error when we remove fantasy play as the foundation of early childhood education. We are going too far in the opposite direction. Some school people feel that because young children engage in magical thinking, we must pull them on to another track as early as possible, having added extra years of schooling to their lives. We are emboldened to counteract fantasy play with reality-based activities. Is this not the adult version of magical thinking? To imagine that the purpose of early childhood education is to reorder the stages of human development is like the story of the prince who was turned into a frog. In attempting to turn children into creatures who are unchildlike, we ignore all the messages young children give us as they play. The frog turns back into a prince when the princess recognizes his need to be treated with kindness and respect. In the case of our children, this would include the kindness of acknowledging that their perceptions and premises are not the same as older children's or as our own. Take the simple game of musical chairs. To one second grader, the game is no big deal. Tell me, look, first there's one chair for each player. Keep taking away chairs and end up with one guy, hopefully me, standing up with one chair. He wins, everyone else loses. See? No big deal. Preschool and kindergarten children see musical chairs quite differently, I discovered. First, the game must be in the form of a story, and second, no one is ever to be left without a chair. Evie, age 4, having seen the game at a birthday party, brought it to Snow White's birthday celebration in the doll corner. The bursts of laughter from the 5 boys and girls marching around a Play-Doh cake drew my attention. Hi ho, the dwarfs we go, they sang, plopping down on the chairs after each go-around. It was clearly a game of musical chairs, except that every dwarf and Snow White always found a seat. Thinking I could add a touch of maturity to the game, I offered to show the group another way to play. This is the way older children play, I said. It's the real musical chairs. I know, but may I show you? No, this is the real way to play. Evie corrected me, sorry. I know, but may I show you another way to play the game? I placed the chairs in a more orderly line and asked everyone to sit down. Now, so far it's the same, but watch. I'm taking one chair away. The next time you march around, one of you won't find a chair. Why? Asked the children. That's the fun of it, the surprise, you could say. Let's begin and you'll see how it works. Bringing back the chair, I sang several choruses of Hi-Ho, while everyone marched around somewhat suspiciously. When I stopped singing, there was a chair for everyone, and the children relaxed enough to give a small laugh. Okay, now next time when I stop singing, someone won't find a chair, remember? That person can come stand by me. I again removed a chair and sang the song twice. As the children cautiously moved around, I could see that I had made their joyous game into a lesson, but it was too late to stop. Hi ho, the dwarfs we go. Okay, find a seat. Evie was left standing. Where's Evie's chair? Sam called out. She's Snow White. It's her birthday. I apologized to Evie and brought back the chair. Sorry, I didn't mean to spoil the party. It's okay, Evie sniffed. We're doing the next part now, where the prince comes. In September, the Fives and I went on to kindergarten together. In the midst of an actual birthday party, the mother of the celebrant suggested a game of musical chairs. We always did this at parties when I was young, Talia. You'll love it, Mrs. Glidden said, offering to be in charge of the record player. Mrs. Glidden's enthusiasm carried the children around for 2 complete turns, with the losers solemnly positioning themselves on my lap. But then Talia was the one who couldn't find a chair, and instantly we were back to where we had been a year earlier. Talia can't be out, several children notified Mrs. Glidden. It's her birthday, no fair. Suddenly aware of the injustice, Talia burst into tears. It's not really unfair, darling, her mother said gently. This is just the way it's played, you know. Talia nodded but continued to cry until her mother assured her the game was over and it was time for cupcakes. But first, let's do the game once more with all the chairs put back, okay? Then you and everyone can find a seat. Talia hugged her mother and skipped over to her friends as if a great burden had been removed. But where's the challenge? Mrs. Glidden whispered to me as we placed the cupcakes on trays. It seems so babyish for kindergarten. Our student teacher Anna joined the conversation. I think it's just not fun for them if anyone is left out. And anyway, pretending things is always better. This has been the amazing part of kindergarten for me. If I want the kids to pay attention, I just say, pretend we're going to do it. And then we really do it. Pretend we're counting blocks. Pretend we're lining up in the straightest line ever. Talia's mother was doubtful. Aren't you sort of tricking them? Doesn't feel that way at all, was Anna's reply. No, just the opposite. It feels like I'm respecting them. I'm taking into account how they feel and what makes them comfortable. The next day, after dropping the children off in the gym, I stopped into a second grade classroom. May I ask the children a question? Is this a convenient time? Assured that it was, I described the musical chairs game as preferred by the nursery school and kindergarten children. Are you surprised? I asked the students. Sounds boring to me, a boy said. Doing it the regular way is no big deal. Someone wins, someone loses. Yeah, for us, but not for little kids, a girl said. My little brother, we always do things different with him, so he won't think something bad is going to happen. Like if he's tired and we have to walk somewhere, we tell him, pretend you're a puppy and we're taking you for a walk. Then he's happy. My mom got the idea from the boxcar children. The older kids remember how they were so nice to their little brother, always pretending stuff and all. The girl didn't wait for me to offer an explanation. See, you're playing with them. She studied her teacher, then looked around at her classmates. Maybe it's hard to remember if you don't have a little brother or sister at home, but you're really incredibly young in kindergarten. See, we forget how it was, how many things scared us. Little kids have to be treated well, sort of like they're not really in school yet, you know? Then in first grade, things really start to be different. How about in second grade, the teacher asked. A boy spoke up. Yeah, we'd like to play more. It gets hard sometimes. The teacher smiled. I know, she said. We really do need more time to play.